What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Yesterday afternoon, an article came out on ESPN.com written by boxing writer Michael Coppinger. And the article stated that the number one fighter in boxing today, number one on many boxing experts pound for pound list, the cash cow of boxing, Saul Canelo Alvarez out of Guadalajara, Mexico, is close to a 2-fight deal with the Puff Daddy of boxing promoters, always in the video, Eddie Hearn, who runs Matchroom Boxing. Now in the article, it says that Canelo will first take on Russia's own Dmitry Bivol. You know that guy, right? The WBA light heavyweight champion. If he able to get that dub in that fight, he will then take on Triple G in the trilogy. Now the deal is said to be, at the bare minimum, an $85 million 2-fight deal, with the potential to be a maximum deal of $100 million. Now this fight will not take place on an app. It will take place on the Zone, but not on the DAZN app. It will take place on the DAZN pay-per-view. Now, as we know, the Puff Daddy of boxing promoters, Eddie Hearn, when he had that $1 billion DAZN deal, he was out here doing these interviews saying that pay-per-view was dead. RIP to pay-per-view. Pay-per-view was 6 feet deep. It was over for pay-per-view. Now, this is the same guy that's on the verge, evidently, of signing Canelo Alvarez to 2 pay-per-view fights on the Zone. So I asked these interviewers, when this deal is consummated, if it's consummated between Matchroom Boxing and Canelo Alvarez, to ask him that question about him saying in the past that pay-per-view is dead, and now he's done a 180, and now he signed the cash cow of boxing to a pay-per-view deal. With all that being said, man, I'm gonna give you the main culprit and the reason why this is all transpired between Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Hearn. And it is TBE, the best ever, according to him, Floyd Mayweather Jr., last seen in the ring in an exhibition against a YouTube fighter, Logan Paul. That fight pulled $100 million. My bad. It pulled 1 million pay-per-view buys. So it's you know, you could argue right now that he still is the cash cow boxing, but he's not actually a professional fighter. He said that in the lead up to the Logan Paul fight, that he is not a professional fighter. He's doing these exhibitions and he's making money, he's having fun. So I can't put him as a cash cow boxing because, like I say, he's not a fighter. He's a guy that's putting on events, exhibitions, and basically what he's doing ain't really that much different than WWE. It's just that he actually, in his fights, he's throwing punches, he's throwing actual punches, and he's actually in the ring. And then what he's doing is not scripted, but it's not professional. It's not a licensed boxing event. Let me just say it to you like that. With all that being said, Floyd Mayweather Jr. at the Gervonta Tank Davis Eastside Cruz press conference went in on Canelo Alvarez. I'm going in. He went in on Canelo Alvarez. And I think that set the stage for Canelo Alvarez to move around and leave the PBC after the 1-fight deal with Canelo, with Caleb Plant. At that press conference, Floyd Mayweather Jr. basically said that Canelo Alvarez was ducking David Benavidez he basically challenged Canelo Alvarez to fight David Benavidez. He need to fight him next. That Canelo Alvarez ain't really what everybody cracking him up to be. He's getting a little bit too much shine, according to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Other fighters should get as much shine as Canelo Alvarez that are not getting the shine that Canelo Alvarez. He mentioned Terrence Bud Crawford. He mentioned Errol Spence Jr. He mentioned Gervonta Tate Davis. And he mentioned David Benavidez. And he insinuated that Canelo Alvarez didn't want no smoke with David Benavidez. So basically, he down-talked Canelo Alvarez. He degraded Canelo Alvarez. And he basically opened the door for Canelo Alvarez to walk out of the PBC. And that's a damn shame. I know Al Hayman got to be looking at Floyd Mayweather Jr. sideways and said, God damn, man, you messing up my money, man. You went in on this guy, man. We trying to sign this guy to a one-fight deal with Jamal Charlo. He ain't forgot what you said. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Man, he need to sit his ass down somewhere. Even at the Gervonta Tate Davis press conference, he made the press conference about himself, talking about what he done, his accomplishment. This supposed to be about Gervonta versus Eastside Cruz. Pump up your protege, but you always pumping up yourself. He like a 41-year-old sexy cougar trying to out skimpy, try to out sexy the 21-year-old beautiful lady. You know what I'm saying? Trying to outdress her. You done had your time to shine. Sit your ass down somewhere, Floyd. You had your time. Let the youngsters have it. Just like Kim Kardashian. She out here on the red carpet. She out here wearing these skimpy dresses and see-through dresses and trying to out sexy them young girls coming through like Ariane and, you know, people like that. Them young girls coming along. She trying to out sexy them. She trying to get more people talking about what she win at certain events than what they win. You know what I'm saying? You had your time. That's the same comparisons I use to Floyd Mayweather Jr. You had your time, Floyd. You had your time, man. Let Gervonta shine. Let Errol Spence Jr. shine. Let a lot of these other fighters coming up shine. Let Jerome Bruce Ennis shine. Let Terrence Bud Crawford shine. You had your time, man. You want to talk about yourself, and then anybody else that comes and do anything close to the numbers that you do in the sport of boxing, you want to down talk them. You did the same thing to Manny Pacquiao. You did it to Canelo Alvarez. Always trying to down talk somebody, and at the same time pump yourself up. I guess you say if somebody else getting shine, it's taken away from what you did. You want to just let everybody know every chance you get that, hey, I did this many numbers. He's fighting on the app. I'm this, that, and the third. I'm Floyd Mayweather Jr. Why y'all always focusing on him? Focus on this guy. You try to make it look like it's about the other fighters, but in actuality, it's about you. You're mad because Canelo Alvarez is a recognized face of boxing. As we stand here today, you don't like that. You feel that Canelo Alvarez, a guy that you beat, a guy that you said that you cooked when you were 40, shouldn't be getting the praise that he's getting, because you never got that praise in boxing when you was on the top of the mountain. With all that being said, Floyd Mayweather Jr. words came back to haunt Al Hayman in the PBC at that Tank Cruz press conference, and he set the stage for Canelo Alvarez, who seems to be on the verge of signing a 2-fight deal with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn came in with the duffel bag money, backed by DAZN, and it looks like he's going to be taking on Bivol May 7th, and then taking on Triple G September 17th. And that'll probably be the 2 fights that we see Canelo Alvarez fight in 2022. And we'll see what happens after that. Now, Triple G is not guaranteed to beat Murata. That fight is going to take place, I'm hearing, April 2nd. It's not a guarantee he's going to win that fight. But say he does lose to Murata, then I think that will set the stage if Canelo beats Bivol, for him to take on the winner of Joe Smith versus Arthur Beterbiev. But the thing about Top Rank Boxing, they are not willing to give Canelo Alvarez the type of money that he's going to get now with DAZN and what he got previously with the PBC. So they will have to probably have to do some kind of joint pay-per-view with the Zone. I think Eddie Hearn would still have to be involved, and then with Bob Arum in Top Rank Boxing, similar to the model they had in the Deontay Wilder-Tyson Fury fight when they had ESPN working alongside of Fox in the PBC. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But let me know your thoughts about Canelo Alvarez in the 2-fight deal that he has lined up with Eddie Hearn in Matchroom Boxing. Do you like that deal, or you think he should step away from that deal at the 11th hour and re-engage with the PBC and sign that 1-fight deal to fight Jamal Charlo, which is said to be $45 to $50 million for Canelo Alvarez? Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I'll holla.